All right. We are officially live on Twitch. We will be doing this not after every. I almost completely lied right there.
After
John
every
looked at me
game.
like, "What are we doing?"
I was about
We
to
will
say
be doing
every
this
game.
occasionally after games. Sometimes it'll be both of us. Sometimes it will be one of us. Sometimes there'll be none of us.
Oh,
It depends on the level of the game. When we get a Mets fan in here, it'll be a Mets fan as well. We'll be coming in, coming out. But we will be doing this occasionally. We are doing this after game one. Yankees win 7-0. This is the Crosstown 9 live post game show for Yankees game one, opening day game one. Initial thought: Aaron Judge still thinks it's spring training. But the rest of the Yankees do not. Quick recap: Yankees win 7-0. First shutout on the road they said since 1960 something. What are your initial thoughts? I mean, Fried looked good, hitters looked pretty good. What are your initial thoughts there?
yeah, a lot of good. I think the main thing I saw was the not home runs, like
Yeah, there
the
were none.
putting
There were no
putting
home
bat on the
runs.
putting bat on the ball, going first to third, being aggressive. Giancarlo Stanton scoring from second. Love to see it. Love to
Big
see the
time.
hustle.
Big
No,
time.
but I think
Big
that's the first
time.
thing I noticed when they scored the five in the second inning. I was like, single, moving the guy over, first to third, second home, like putting back to ball, attacking early. I thought that was really encouraging and really awesome because usually it's boom or bust with the Yankee lineup. So seeing them score that many runs with no homers is really cool, really encouraging for the season.
And it being the bottom of the lineup was very big. Fried got off to a rocky start, walked the first guy on 4 pitches, but after that, I mean, he looked as dominant as ever. I think he only gave up 2 hits the entire time. The Yankees only gave up 4 hits overall, but it was a really good showing by the Yankees. We make fun of Aaron Judge to start. One thing that really I was yelling at ghosts, or what would they say? Yelling at the air, whatever you want to say. When I'm watching on TV, because he had the perfect opportunity to be twice. He had the perfect opportunity to be the first ABS guy before it was quickly not like him. You know what I mean? Like, cause it was not only not him, but it was wrong. But he almost had it. He doesn't do it twice. Ends up striking out 4 times. Goes 0 for 5. A tough showing, but again, a positive sign that the Yankees won 7-0 in a game where he went 0 for 5.
Yeah, and I thought that he was being almost, I think it was a second at bat, that he was just being too patient. Like, I think he was just like waiting and waiting and waiting. And then by the time he got the two strikes, he was like, I kind of have to swing. And that,
Mm-hmm.
especially early on in the game, that I felt like if he was just a little bit more aggressive, like there were pitches, especially Webb seems to be kind of struggling early on, that I feel like he could have just been aggressive like everyone else was. Um, but for sure, right? If when Aaron Judge strikes out 4 times, but you still score seven, like can't complain too much about it.
No, you can't. Yankees looked really good in that first one. Again, they won 7-0. It was just such a positive thing to see, positive all around. Pitching looked really good. A couple of relievers we got to see for the first time. Only one really high leverage guy that we really got to see to start. Struggled a little bit with his command, but overall did fine. Gave him no runs or anything like that. On the other side, Giants did not look great. We're not really going to go over the Giants too much because isn't a Giants podcast. But the Giants just didn't look too great. They didn't look like they again got out of spring training. I don't think any of the hitters looked good. I don't think there was a single hitter that looked good.
No, I think on about every phase of the game, they looked kind of rusty. I think they were pegging the Yankees more so than getting outs. Like I think through when I was watching the first like 3, 4 innings, I felt like they were just pegging the base runners when they were trying to throw people out. And then yeah, Webb looked, which is interesting because he pitched in the WBC. So I'm curious if anything. Like my thought when I saw Webb getting tattooed early on, I'm like the judge tell the people like some of his tells and where they were able to attack him so early on. Um, but like he looked so good in the WBC for Webb to come out and give up 7 runs, 6 earned, and
Yeah, but he
get
didn't.
tattooed so early
He
on.
didn't really face any of the big lineups in the WBC. First of all,
It's
and
true.
second of all, the thing that the Yankees did the thing that I loved was they attacked early, and the attacking early led to a lot of the hits. With someone like Logan Webb, who's a high ground ball, high strikeout guy, like he's going to either get a ground ball or he's going to strike you out. You have to go after him early, and that first pitch is probably going to be the best one you're going to see. Take it
Yeah.
from Aaron Judge, who did not swing at the first pitch and ended up striking out a bunch of times. Seeing Giancarlo move, see the bat on the ball. I think I said it in the last podcast. The last podcast came out this morning. So if you are listening to this, we do have a full podcast you can go listen to right now that is available anywhere you get your podcast. But I said this morning, like his end of the spring training made me keep him in my fantasy baseball league, in my dynasty league, nonetheless. Like not just a keepers league, like my dynasty league. I sent him back on another contract because he did so well at the end there that I was like, I need this guy to stay on my team. And he came through a couple of times, a couple of big hits, a couple of RBIs, and if he's gonna play and he's gonna hit and the elbows can open some chips. I don't know if they can open chips, but they can get base hits. I think that's going to be huge for the team going forward because some of the lineup, even though it looked good today, still has me a little concerned.
Well, and I'm curious too, like again, like talking about this game, but like they're gonna have a pretty different lineup when they face lefties. And they want to have, or not face lefties, but when they have like their heavy righty lineup, like the Rosarios and that lineup, like how it's gonna look when they start flipping back and forth. Because I
Mm-hmm.
think there was a stat, I forgot what it was, that the Yankees don't really have that many platoon lineups over the past few years because they just didn't have the right bats for it. But now
Yeah.
that they have a deep bench, and I think they'll implement it more. That because my fear with Yankee teams in the past was the resting a hot hitter, right? Or like someone's doing really well, but then it's their time to for their platoon to come in and play for them, and then they get cold and things like that. But I don't think now's the time to think of the negatives. Like I think what you said about Stanton is very true, and I would love to see him be healthy all year, or at least like not miss 65 games.
Yeah, it's going
Like
to be a weird one. He's going to be a DH, which is already a half player that's going to be
yeah,
rested more than anybody that gets on the field, which is just going to be it's going to be strange. But I mean, to be fair, Stanton is pushing 35 or 36 as well,
yeah,
which is crazy to think about. It feels like just yesterday he was on the Marlins. But if you remember when he was on the Marlins, first of all, his name was Mike, and also he was in the old stadium in the old Thread. So
outfielder
it's
Mike
been a
Stan.
while. Yeah, Mike Stanton, not the pitcher that no one now would know. Like at the time, it was like he wanted, it was Mike Stanton the hitter, Mike Stanton the pitcher. Now, if you say Mike Stanton the pitcher, people wouldn't even realize Mike Stanton was a pitcher because he just kind of faded into the abyss with his career ending. But the Yankees look really good. The other thing I want to talk about was it being on Netflix, which was kind of strange at first. Um, because it being on Netflix in the first place. It's on 1,000 streamers. Baseball's 162 games, with half of them being on a streamer, especially as a Yankees fan. So that's really tough. But I thought overall the production was really good. I thought that having CC and Hunter Pence in there was pretty good. I thought they were both okay. My favorite part, I think your favorite part was the 12 seconds of Rob Manfred, and my favorite part was Barry Bonds in his story.
How about the Yankees?
So I'm going to start with Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds had a story that like George Steinbrenner called him and said, "We want to sign you the richest contract ever, but you have to do it like now, basically." And he's like, "What?" And he hangs up, and then he doesn't sign. And then the Yankees pull the contract because that's what they did, right? Like it was really like a dick swinging contest, right? Like, oh no, well, you're going to do this, I'm going to do this. And so ends up signing back with the Giants, which I loved. Would Barry Bonds be great on the Yankees? Yeah, he would be great on any team. But Barry Bonds screwing himself over because he not only would have been the richest player at the time or all time, I don't know what the contract was, he also probably would have won a World Series. If you think of those teams around that time, he was a free agent, like going to the Yankees, they probably win a World Series somewhere in there because the team was already stacked and winning
For
World
sure.
Series.
Yeah.
So him now not winning a World Series because of his arrogance is just like chef's kiss. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, and it's interesting, right? Like if you think of like how much players are propped up when they win as Yankees. Like people already, you already think of Barry Bonds, like steroid stuff aside, right, as one of the greatest baseball players ever. Can you imagine if he would have done everything that he did in pinstripes and won a World Series? Like how he would be discussed in the history of baseball? Obviously, the steroid stuff adds a whole nother layer to that
Yeah, that's
conversation.
yeah, I think he should be a Hall of Famer personally.
Yeah, but like in terms of like if he achieved what he achieved, add in winning a World Series or two and as a Yankee, like I think that just kind of adds another level to his stardom. Um, that it would have been interesting that if he would have ended up signing with the Yankees and doing like it's one of the like what could have been right one of the what ifs of baseball if he would have signed as a Yankee.
Well, that's a big one. Is like he's done all this stuff. Was he like a 7-time MVP and all this other stuff? But he never won a World Series. Like that's the big thing with him. Like he went to one, and he was good in that postseason too. Like it's not one of those where he went to a postseason and was terrible. Like he was actually really good in that postseason as well. But then they didn't win the World Series, so he never got a ring. Like how much does that
Yeah.
change? My favorite part of him going on, to be completely honest, is how like he's trying now trying to be media when he was one of the worst people all time to the media, and now he wants to be a part of it because he sees like, oh, like I'm the best hitter ever, and this is super lucrative. Like, why wouldn't I be doing this? And now he has to like suck up to these people they're literally the ones keeping him out of the Hall of Fame, right? Like
Well,
he's
you saw it
not
like
in the Hall because of it.
A-Rod turned that page real quick, like after
Yeah,
everything that he went through towards the end of his career, and even afterward, he was suing the Yankees and all that stuff. He was like, "Let me turn this page really quick, go into
I
media, talk to Yankees, apologize to the Yankees or whatever, and like let's
yeah.
just sweep that all under the rug and let's
Well, the
just keep
Yankees
going."
already screwed him, right?
Yes,
A Rod,
yeah,
because he was 3 or 4 home runs from 700, and they
mhm.
just end up just releasing him when he's
Yeah,
4 home runs from 700.
yeah,
Like, I know he sits at night and just like, wow, like, I was 4 away. Like,
yeah,
just four.
and his number will never be retired, and you'll never probably go into Monument Park and
Yeah, all that stuff, all
all
that,
that stuff. Yeah,
all that stuff, and of course he might not make the Hall of Fame with all the things going on.
yes,
But
also true.
I read the Game of Shadows book, which was about the steroid use that came up through the Olympics, and it has a lot with Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds is on the cover, and there's a lot of Barry Bonds in it, but they go through a lot of the stuff Barry Bonds did, and he was just like A Rod wasn't a good person. He wasn't a good person in the media, but Barry Bonds was just an awful human being. Like, I can't speak to him now, but at the time, he was an awful human being. And now he's trying to like make good with those people. He's like, I was just, kidding. I was just playing with you guys. Like,
We were just joking. That was
yeah, we were just joking. It was a joke. You weren't in on it? Oh, my bad. Well, that was 35 years ago. So my bad. You didn't get that for 30, 40 years, but that's on me. That's on me. But it's just funny to see him in there, and I will say, giving that story was pretty cool overall.
yeah.
Like that's a really cool little piece of insight. He's also like George is gone now. I could say that story. Like you can say the story anyway. Like I don't think it matters if George Steinbrenner's alive. It's like, what, is he not going to give you a contract? You're already retired. I don't understand why he's like, well, George isn't here, so I guess I could tell this story. It's like, I think you could just tell it if you want. Like I don't think it really matters either way.
Maybe
But
a respect. That's a respect thing for
that's a
George. I don't
respect.
know.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. He's trying to get good with the media. He's like, see, I
Yeah.
respect. I respect. He's gone. I don't wanna do it. He's gone, so now I'll tarnish him. Now I'll tarnish him because he's no longer here. If he was here, I wouldn't have done that.
But I also
But
don't think anyone looks good in that story.
no. Well, honestly, know who doesn't look good is him. Because he turned on the
Yeah.
richest contract of all time because of his arrogance.
Yeah. I
He's
mean,
like,
I
no
guess
one tells me
because
what I have to sign.
they're in,
I'm not doing
they're,
that. And he goes back to
yeah.
San Francisco. Like,
And I guess they're in San Francisco, so he wants to try to make nice with the fans. I don't know.
from what I've
It
heard,
is a cool
fans
story. It is a cool story, though.
from
It
what
is
I
a cool
heard,
story.
fans really love him. Like it's not a they're not like, well, we hate Barry Bonds. Like maybe they did for a little bit, but like at the end of the day, if he took steroids or not, like he like was why would you hate him as a Giants fan?
Yeah,
Like
it's
there's no
fair.
reason to. He won a bunch of awards. He brought them to a World Series. Like yeah, he drove some people out of town and Jeff Kent hated him and all that other stuff, but like there's really no reason to hate him other than he didn't ever actually win
Actually,
one.
won. Yeah,
But
that's fair.
at the end of the day, he picked your team, right? Like he picked the
Yeah.
Giants, and then he spent his whole career there, and until he didn't have really a choice because nobody wanted him anymore. But yeah, I just think that part was funny. But overall, I thought the Netflix broadcast was good. Um, there was a couple of mistakes. There was a couple of Brandon Webbs in there. He did call out when he said Brandon Webb one time, but he said it multiple times. There's a couple of Brandon Webbs in there.
Oh.
I feel you. I feel you. He used to be a starter on MVP 05 for me as well, so I understand getting those mixed up. Um, there was just a couple of small mistakes with
The
the announcing.
the Manfred interview
Yeah,
was
go ahead.
because we exchanged messages before, and I'm like, I know Rob Manfred is so happy this was a quick inning, and then you
Yeah,
joked that like
he buzzed the
he buzzed the
umpires.
umpires
He's like, "Hey,
because
make this one quick, all right? I got to
there
go
was
into the booth,
there
and
were
I don't want
three
to answer
questions. It
anything."
was three questions.
Yeah, and
One
those were still
was
he was still sweating. There
as soon as they threw it to Hunter Pence, he did not want to look
did
back
not
at
want to
Hunter
be there.
Pence.
I know he's staring away from him. That's why I started laughing because he's like staring. This Hunter Pence is on his right. And he's just staring to the left. He won't say a damn thing
And it was like a
because he's like,
question, what was your first opening day? And then it was like, when did you fall in love with baseball? And then Cece's question annoyed me because Cece was like, can we do the mercy rule uh, in baseball? And I was like, no, like no. And then Rob Manfred was funny about it because he was like, I can't do that. Like people are pissed at the extra innings rule. Like I'm not going to do the
"Yeah,
mercy
I'm not gonna do
rule.
mercy rule."
Yeah. But it was like, and then you look and it's 1, 2, 3, and it was like, all right, thanks for the interview.
And see you later. Off to LA.
I was
But
like, I know he's so happy because if it was a long inning, you would have had to. I'm sure it was touched on before that we're not going to ask about a potential lockout. But if it's a long inning, it's got to
it's
come up
gonna
a
come
little
up.
bit.
Yeah, you have two
It has to
players
come
sitting
up.
next to you.
Yeah, like it has to come up about what's about to happen or what could possibly happen. So
If
I think he was like, "Whew."
baseball was more national, right? Like if it was more like a national brand, um, it would have been a meme when Hunter Pence was looking at him, smiling and talking, and he was
"Oh
literally
yeah,
looking as hard the other way as possible. That absolutely would have become a meme, but it's not as it's not as big as if that was the NBA, that's on Twitter immediately, kind of thing.
yeah." I'm
But
curious. I'm
baseball's
curious with
pretty
how the numbers
classified.
are with it being on Netflix. I'm curious what the
I'm
viewership is
curious
going to
as
be
well. Home Run
afterwards.
Derby is also on Netflix. I saw.
Okay.
They put an ad out for that. One other thing with Netflix. Something that like now happens with all these sports being on streamers. The same goddamn five commercials repeat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 during every single break.
Yeah.
That whole Alexa, you told me to burn you. Blah, 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 blah. Like I came on every single break. And I'm like, baseball has a lot of breaks. We can't be doing the same Alexa commercial every single time.
Yeah,
It's tough.
that is a lot of the streaming, like how the
It's
streaming
all
works.
that's all the streaming is. They have
Yeah,
like five ads and they play the same five ads 1,000 times. At
yeah,
least on TV, it's different ads until the end, right? And then like the CBS ad, catch an all new
yeah,
blank after the game, like 60 minutes after this, like that's fine. That's okay. But like at least the rest of them are different. On these streamers, they're all the same ads, and
yeah.
it's just like it's tough. It's tough for sure. It's tough for sure. But I thought all that was good. What did you think about Jameis? Other than why?
I saw my immediate reaction was why, because I think I saw him doing stuff pre-game, and it was the eat a W with me, like making fun of all that.
Yeah,
But then
which he
the
does all
thing,
the time now.
the thing that makes me like that frustrates me about not necessarily baseball and Netflix, but a lot of these sports when it comes to streaming services is how they lean so much into the other stuff. Like, I don't know how big into WWE you are, but they had Jimmy and Jay Uso there as well next to Jameis. And like
Yeah.
they were playing a part in it all. And I'm
Well,
like,
Jey
I
Uso
know,
also did something on the field, didn't he? Right before the game,
yeah.
and
And I was like, I know WWE is part of Netflix, so I get what Netflix is trying to do. But I'm like, I don't think it's not the time and the place for it, I guess. I don't know. Like it's not an all-star game. Like it's not like where I think some of that stuff is more like appreciated, like that entertainment is necessary. Like I don't think on an opening day baseball game that you need to throw to Jameis in San Francisco
Yeah, it makes no
with him
sense.
with Jameis being Jameis. Like I don't think that's the time for it. Even
The
as a
only
Giants fan, I'm like I love Jameis. I can listen to
yeah,
Jameis talk all day every day, but not in a Yankee.
the only good thing about Jameis being there, the only good insight he gave is when he was in what is it, high school or college. He got a base hit off Max Fried, which is like a cool little insight. But I don't
Yeah,
need him to be the on-field commentator to get that little bit piece of insight. Like
yeah,
if he's in pregame, I don't know. It makes no sense. I understand he's a personality and everybody loves him right now, so they want as much Jameis as they can.
and
But it just doesn't make much sense to
I
me.
think he'll be in media once he's done as well.
For
No, I don't
sure.
think in baseball,
No, he'll be on Fox
but
with
I
the
think
rest of them.
he'll be doing
The rest
NFL
of the
stuff with
personalities will go to
with the rest of
Fox.
them. But
he'll
yeah,
be
like
on
so
he'll be on the Fox pre and post with the
it
rest of
didn't
them.
it didn't do anything for me. Like I was more
No, me
like
neither. And what's his name? Brett Kirschner, Brett Kreisner. I don't like him either. You can get him out of there too.
yeah,
That's very MLB though. To be some comedian that's gonna like that some people like, some people don't. But like, you're like, oh yeah, I know who he is. I could do without him. But
yeah,
that's who's always there on opening day. It's never an actual like, oh, they got this guy. Like, oh, they got this person. It's always this person.
yeah,
Like, oh yeah, he has a podcast. They'll put him out there. That's cool.
yeah,
I'm just not a fan of him. So seeing him out there, I was like, great, sweet, dude. It was very not confusing. I understand, but it was very curious that it's the first game of the very first game of the season, and it's in San Francisco. I'm surprised they didn't put it. I know it could be cold, but I am surprised they didn't put it like in New York. Or I honestly thought it'd be in LA. I thought it was gonna be a Dodgers game, not a Yankees game. Like I figured it'd be a Dodgers game.
yeah. I mean, I heard a lot of people talking about like a standalone opening day game like type of sort situation. Um, I think it being in San Francisco is interesting. I think you'd want it to be in like in LA or New York, either Yankees
LA, New
or
York,
Mets with how
Boston, Chicago, like one of those
yeah.
cities that is going to have a big fan. Not that the Giants don't have a big fan base, they definitely do. But like Yankees, Giants, which I believe this is like 2 straight years or something like that
It's
of
at
Yankees,
least two.
Giants.
I don't know why in my head I feel like it's three, but it's definitely at least two.
It's definitely at least 2 straight years of Yankees, Giants on opening day, which is also like, I don't understand that either. Like it's not even American League, American League. Like
Yeah.
it's an international. The international interconference games did not happen for forever, and then a couple years ago they're just like, yeah, everybody play everybody, and now they're on opening day.
Yeah.
Like it just really doesn't matter.
Would you do an opening day of like rivalry games or like
I,
intercity
the thing I liked what they
matchups,
did,
stuff like
the thing
that?
that they did with opening day last year is what I would do. I would do it every single time where you take the two big international stars and send them over to Japan or send them somewhere
Hmm.
worldwide because now you're not just getting the American audiences. Like the big baseball fans will watch. Like I remember I watched it. That might have been 2 years ago,
Yeah,
but I
I did
watched
too.
it. Like the big baseball fans will watch it. Then the fans of that country will watch it. And you're getting those. The reason they don't want to do it is because you're losing ticket sales for LA,
Home,
or I think it
yeah, home
was
team.
LA versus the
Chicago?
Padres. No, it was the Padres because it
Mm,
was was it Kim, the shortstop, the
yes.
Korean shortstop, and then it
Yeah.
was Otani and Yamamoto and all
Yeah.
the other Japanese players that go to the Dodgers. So that was I like that idea, but I just don't think they're gonna continue to do that. But if you want to make it a standalone game, like I don't mind it being some sort of spectacle. Like that could be the Field of Dreams game. That could be the international game. That could be
Ooh,
these other
yeah.
ones that they want to do. I don't really mind that if you want that to be opening day, even if it's just a one game. I think the Field of Dreams game is only one game. Like I think they play one game and then they go back
Yes.
to the host city for the other two, and it's like not even at the same time. Like it's later in the year or something like that. So I don't even mind if they wanted to do that. Like that's cool with me if they
That would
wanted to
be
make its own
cool.
standalone thing.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
true.
then you don't have to worry about what city or anything. Then it actually is like a spectacle. It actually is like an event, right? Like it's not
Yeah.
just a Giants home game on opening day now. Now it's like the Field of Dreams opening day or the International opening day or the one they want to do in Alabama at the old Negro League Stadium. Like it could be that opening day, whatever. Like you can actually make something around it. So, but they won't do that. They'll just keep it the same way it always is.
They'll
So
do strange matchups on next year. It'll
strange
be Tubi.
matchups on opening
They'll go to
day.
Tubi next year.
They'll go to Tubi next year. I hope so. Tubi's free. When the WBC was on, it was free. You don't need an account. I didn't even need an account. I didn't even need to sign up for an account. I just went on and it was there. That was kind of cool. I don't know how they survive. I don't know how they make money. But I just don't. I don't know. But I'm cool. I guess it's the same way. It's funny because it's the same. They make money the same way cable made money for their advertising. They don't need you to sign up because the advertisers are paying.
Makes
Whether
sense.
you have an account or not, like the advertisers are paying, so they don't care. Like whatever. But maybe it'll be on Tubi. That'd be fun. Tubi's like the UPN of streaming, isn't it? It's just like the obscure channel that only some
Yep.
people have. Well, oh well. The Yankees win 7-0. Full opening day tomorrow, but the Yankees will have a day off. Who knows? Probably won't do it after the Mets tomorrow, but because we don't have like a true blue Mets fan here. Maybe we do. Maybe we just jump on for 5 minutes, kind of talk about the Mets opening day. But Yankees opening day, they won 7-0. Max Fried looked really good. Offense, except for Aaron Judge, looked really good. Aaron Judge is going to bounce back. Probably have 2 home runs the next game. You heard it here first.
Hope so.
If you don't already, go follow us on social media at Crosstown9. And if you don't subscribe to the podcast, go subscribe to the podcast now. If you're listening to it live, most of you that are going to be listening to it outside of live when it's reposted, still go follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, all the podcasting and networks. We're streaming this live currently on Twitch. If you're listening to it after the fact, we will be going on Twitch and YouTube. But YouTube, we aren't able to do yet. The brand new podcast, they don't let us on there yet. They're like, no, can't do it yet. So we'll be able to do that soon. But right now, we're just live streaming on Twitch after certain games and after certain moments. Any closing thoughts for you?
I'm curious about Garrett Cole moving forward because Aaron Boone said that he's 100%. It's just building him up. So I'm
Yeah, we
so
all know what that
curious.
means.
I'm so curious to see how long it takes for him to get back.
Yeah, they were talking about all 3 starters coming back, and it's Garrett Cole, who did pitch in the in spring training. He did get a start in spring training, which was pretty cool. And he looked all right. I think he gave up a hit, got a walk, but there was like a runner thrown out on a stolen base, and then there was like some other kind of out. So he like looked all right. You got to imagine he's going to start simulated games. There's no spring training games yet, so maybe he's still in Florida. He's going to throw to the minor league guys that are still down there, but that'd be great. And then Rodon should be back at the end of April, so probably early May because he'll have to also be built back up.
Yeah.
And then Clark Schmidt is June, I believe.
Yeah, I think
He's going to
so.
be back. But when all those guys come back, that should be a pretty exciting rotation.
Yeah. Well,
Pretty
it's like
exciting rotation.
it's interesting because they're going 4-man, right, to start the season with Heel going down. But then I think I was hearing or I was reading, I forget, that like even by the time they need to go to 5, it's gonna be for like 2-3 weeks and then Rodon's back. So it's like who's gonna be the odd man out once they go to 5 and people start getting healthy?
It'll be
And then
Heel.
it's like who's going down? Are people going to the bullpen? Are they gonna try to trade? If everyone stays healthy, I think the starting pitching, not even on the field, like I think who's going to be the odd man out will be a cool thing to follow early on in the season.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I think I think moving Luis Heel to the bullpen would be something that would change his entire career. I think he'd be very good out of the bullpen. He's a fine starter. Obviously, he won Rookie of the Year in his third year.
He only throws two, 3 pitches maybe.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
so
I think he'd be really good out of the bullpen, but
I
that's
agree.
just me. So he'd be the odd man out for me. I did also notice we're live, but I'm going to say it anyway. I noticed that our background says preview on it, which is hilarious to see. I mean, it's just like some stock footage right now in the background of the Statue of Liberty. But if you look up and down, it says
Oh yeah, I
preview
see it.
because it's just
Preview.
saved off of Google.
Hey, this is why we run tests.
This is why we run tests. This has been it for every episode so far. I guess technically it's only been one episode, technically speaking. All
The
right,
lost episodes.
the lost episodes. The Yankees are 1-0. They've won 7-0. We will be back on big wins, big losses, and maybe Mets opening day. So stay tuned to that. Like I said, if you are not listening live, we are live on Twitch occasionally, so you'll have to go follow us to know when we're going. We'll try to post on social. We did it super last minute today, but we did post on social. Don't worry. But we'll try to do it a little more. If you're listening later on, make sure you follow us and subscribe to the podcast. All right, go Yankees, 1-0. Only 161 more to go.
We're gonna win them all.